Hello everyone, welcome back to MedBaby YouTube channel. So today we'll talk about acute heart failure interaction. So acute heart failure under ICD-10 classification, the number is 150.9. ICD means International Classification of Disease. So in this video, I will basically talk about the introduction to acute heart failure. So we already know that heart failure is of two types, like acute and chronic heart failure. But nowadays, chronic heart failure, we don't use the term as chronic. We have heart failure with reserved ejection fraction, reduced ejection fraction, and a heart failure with preserved ejection fraction. So in this video, we'll be talking about the acute heart failure. So acute heart failure is now in practical terms, it is called as acute decompensated heart failure. uh, it is easy to understand that we know that because it is a case of acute heart failure, because there is been a decompensation, so that is why the name is like acute decompensated heart failure. So it can be divided into two categories. That means the patient who is with this acute decompensated heart failure can comes under two categories. Like 20% of patient will be having a de novo acute decompensated heart failure, and 80% of patient will be having some kind of an underlying heart failure and comes with acute decompensated heart failure. So in this 20% of patient with de novo ADHF, there will be no underlying heart failure for the patient, or maybe that means a patient was completely normal and now he is presenting with this ADHF. Or it can be another situation like they may have any underlying risk factors, or maybe they have any structural issues. For example, a patient with hypertension and he's having left ventricular hypertrophy, that means that he's having some structural issues, and now he's come up with this de novo ADHF. Or maybe the patient is having some risk factors like hypertension, obesity, diabetes, and he comes under this group of patient when he presents with ADHF. So the main point is that this patient is not having any underlying heart failure. Either he's having some risk factors or he's having some structural issues, or maybe he's completely normal and he is presenting a de novo type of heart failure. And then and the next category of patient is mostly the patients coming under 80 percentage, and these patients will have an underlying heart failure, and there is some worsening of due to the chronic heart failure, and now the patient is decompensated and comes under acute heart failure. So basically, what I was trying to say is that the patient with ADHF can be grouped under these four stages. In stage A, the patient is having no symptoms, there is no structural defects. The only problem with this patient is that he's having some risk factors, for example, hypertension, obesity, diabetes, and all. So this patient is only having some risk factors. Rest, he's not having any structural defects, neither any symptom of heart failure. And stage B patient, in this patient there is no symptoms, and but he is having some structural defects of the heart, which is most common, like left ventricular hypertrophy, and also he's having some risk factors. So basically, this stage A and stage B patients will come under that 20 percentage who is having de novo acute decompensated heart failure. And we also have stage C and stage D groups, in which the patient in stage C, the patient will have the symptoms of heart failure, and stage D is a type of patient who is refractory heart failure. That means in spite of taking medications, the symptoms are not getting resolved. So this stage C and stage D patient is having an underlying heart failure, and they comes under the 80 percentage of patients. So these are the basically the stages of patients which we can group into for acute decompensated heart failure. So now, and after understanding what is acute decompensated heart failure and the two categories and the different four stages of patients, let's look into the causes of decompensation in a patient with underlying heart failure. That means that 80% of patients who is having acute decompensated heart failure, who is already having an underlying heart failure. So what are the causes of decompensation so that the patient goes into acute heart failure? So these is a very important question, like which we mostly get in viva and all. So the causes we have to know, like the main cause will be like non-compliant of the patient. It means that the patient failed to take the medication and now he has undergone a decompensation. The second cause can be like excessive fluid administration to the patient, or there is any type of renal failure of the patient which has resulted in decompensation. And also anemia is a cause of decompensation. Infections like mostly like infective endocarditis can precipitate the heart failure. Thyroid problems can cause heart failure, and also arrhythmia can be a major cause of heart failure. And ACS, like acute coronary symptom presentations, can be a cause of decompensation for the patient to go into acute decompensated heart failure. Now, now that 20% of category of patients who undergone a de novo type of heart failure without any symptoms, but maybe they are having some risk factors or maybe having some structural issues, the causes can be the following. Like the patient has he's having a presentation of ACS, like acute coronary syndrome, or conditions like acute AR or MR, which means aortic regurgitation or mitral valve regurgitation, infections like myocarditis, or condition of renal artery stenosis, and also cardiac tamponade are the causes for the patient to present de novo type of heart failure. So that is all for this video. I hope it is clear. On the next videos we'll talk about this classification of acute decompensated heart failure. Thank you for watching the video. Please like and share and subscribe. Thank you.